If you have any more questions or need further discussion on any topic, feel free to ask.
Yeah, let's do one more. Are we headed towards censorship as Christians? Search the web, searching everything that you have available that's current. Are we headed towards censorship as Christians?
Based on information available up to 2021, there have been concerns about increasing censorship or restriction of Christian viewpoints, particularly in digital spaces. Some social media platforms and online services have been criticized for moderating or restricting content that expresses traditional Christian beliefs, particularly on topics like sexuality and gender. However, it's a complex issue, with debates about the balance between free expression and the policies platforms use to govern user content. While there are instances that raise concerns about censorship, the situation varies widely depending on the region, platform, and specific issues involved. It's a developing topic that requires ongoing attention.
Awesome. We'll go more into that later. Is censorship for Christians growing in Canada? I heard that Christians aren't allowed to say certain things based upon their beliefs and can actually be jailed. Is this true?
In Canada, there have been instances where certain expressions of Christian beliefs, particularly around topics like sexuality and gender, have come under scrutiny. Canadian hate speech laws and human rights codes aim to prevent speech that promotes hatred or discrimination against individuals based on protected characteristics, which can sometimes intersect with religious speech. While it's rare for individuals to be jailed solely for expressing religious beliefs, there have been legal cases and fines related to hate speech or discrimination. The situation reflects broader societal debates about free speech, religious freedom, and protecting individuals from harm or discrimination.
Great, great. So what I'm seeing is if you have a different opinion and you're not being hateful towards somebody, but it doesn't agree with what they're doing, can that still be considered hate speech under Canadian law if somebody's offended?
In Canada, for speech to be considered hate speech, it typically needs to meet a certain threshold of promoting hatred or violence against an identifiable group, based on characteristics like race, religion, or sexual orientation. However, the application of these laws can be complex, and there have been debates about where the line is drawn between expressing a dissenting opinion and engaging in hate speech. Offense alone may not constitute hate speech, but if the expression is perceived as likely to promote hatred or harm, it could fall under legal scrutiny.
So if somebody's has influence and they would influence others, and religion definitely has an influence, and that influence would be counterproductive to somebody else's lifestyle, then you could hypothetically end up censoring Christians down the line and jailing them for their beliefs.
Hypothetically, if religious expressions, including Christian beliefs, are seen as significantly influencing others in a way that is deemed harmful or counter to societal norms, there could be a risk of increased censorship or legal action. However, it would depend on how laws are interpreted and enforced.
And wouldn't that be, for laws being interpreted or enforced, would be dependent on who is in power and how they interpret them? So if those that are in power are opposed to Christian talk, then it would be very easily for them to be censored and or jailed, correct?
Yes. The enforcement and interpretation of laws can be influenced by those in power. If a government or ruling authority is opposed to certain religious expressions, including Christian beliefs, they could potentially enact or enforce laws in a way that restricts those expressions. This underscores the importance of legal protections for freedom of religion and speech, as well as ongoing dialogue about the role of religion in public life.